Germany is being asked to send 40,000 more troops, its largest military commitment in decades. However, NATO says it's necessary to deter Russia. But is Germany on the path to direct conflict? And how will Russia respond to this aggravation? NATO has requested that Germany contribute an additional 40,000 troops as part of a major push to reinforce the alliance's eastern flank. This comes amid rising fears that the war in Ukraine could spread or escalate further. To meet the demand, Germany plans to deploy 7 brigades, add 35,000 deployable troops, and station its first permanent foreign military presence since World War II, a 4,800-strong armored brigade in Lithuania. This is part of NATO's larger goal, to have 300,000 troops ready to deploy on short notice. For Germany, this marks a major shift. For years, it kept a low military profile, but now it's pouring 100 billion euros into modernizing its forces, and it's stepping into a leadership role in European defense. Still, challenges remain. Germany is facing a troop shortfall and still hasn't hit its personnel targets. There's also growing concern about how ready these forces will be and whether they can be mobilized fast enough in a real crisis. So, is Germany entering a direct war with Russia? Not at this point. The troop deployments are happening inside NATO territory. The alliance, however, is once again treading on thin ice, as Putin has consistently maintained that NATO should remain away from Russia's border regions. German leaders have so far emphasized that no troops are going into Ukraine, and Germany does not want to escalate the war. But there is a risk. As NATO and Russia build up forces along their borders, even a small incident, like an airspace violation, could spiral out of control. And in that case, Germany would be at the heart of NATO's response. From Russia's point of view, NATO's buildup looks like a threat. With German tanks and troops moving closer to Russian borders, the Kremlin sees this as encirclement. In response, Russia could now increase troop deployments in Kaliningrad, launch more cyber attacks, and expand its military presence in Belarus. Europe could be entering a new era of Cold War-style standoffs, with more troops, more weapons, and more risk. The United States so far supports Germany's move. In fact, it's been calling on NATO allies to step up for years, but the political landscape is shifting. A future U.S. administration could reduce its role in NATO, and that would leave even more responsibility on Germany and its European partners. This isn't just about troop numbers. It's about who will defend Europe if the worst happens. As NATO repositions itself for long-term clash, the stakes in Europe are rising. And with every new brigade deployed, the balance between peace and escalation becomes more fragile. The real question now is, can this military buildup keep the peace, or will it pull Europe into a major conflict?